Allie Hazel book. The duology were Mirror of the Beast and Silver in the Bones. I totally just mashed those titles together. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're doing another bracket. This might be the last bracket video that we do. I really enjoy them, but they're not super viewed, which isn't a big deal because like none of the videos are, but like these ones are even less than average. So I'm gonna do this one more time and just see how things go. And today we're going to do a bracket off of my auto-buy authors. Full disclosure, some of these authors are just on my list of maybe joining auto-buy. Some of them see they're not really publishing anymore. But yeah, that's what we're doing today. These are the people that I really like their work, and we'll give a quick little discussion. Super short video today. Put me on in the background while you're making food or while you're at work, if you can do that. All right, as always, we will go through the rounds, and then in between the rounds, producer Brandy will sneak in and she will write our winners because she has much better handwriting than I do. One last disclosure. I always do my best to pronounce names correctly. If I don't pronounce something correctly, it's just an accident. So, final disclosure before we kick it off with Denise Williams and Kat Ailes. These two authors, so all of these authors, I'm like, they're so great. They're all really great. Denise Williams is actually a recent addition. I currently only have 2 of her books, but while I was at the Columbus Book Festival, I was at one of her panels, and oh my goodness, I think I fell in love a little bit. She was so funny and so endearing, and I got to meet her after the panel, and it just continued on to the one-on-one interactions. Very lovely, but I have not read any of her books yet. She's just, because of her personality as a human, I was like, okay, I need to buy 2 and test out the waters. And then we have Kate Ailes, who is from England, and she has out 2 books right now. The Expectant Detectives and Dead Tired, my top 2 books of last year. And I'm just desperately waiting if there's going to be book 3 because I love this series so much. There is that joke that was going around months ago at this point of guys, think about the Roman Empire at least once a day. I think about these books at least once a month, if not more. They're so funny. I recommend it to everybody. So between Denise and Kat, I think this round is going to go to Kat. Up next, we have Julia Quinn and Joe Segura, both romance girlies. Julia, our queen and writer of the Bridgerton universe, and Joe, our queen and writer of the Raiders of the Lost Heart series. The 3rd book is coming out in January of next year. Super excited. Very much romance. I think I officially own, I have both of Joe's books. I think I'm 1 book away from owning all of Julia Quinn's novels because I like what she writes. And if I'm going to invest in a physical copy, it's going to be something that I know I like, that I have the potential to read again or to suggest to other people and lend out my book. This one's so tough. They're both romance girlies, Julia is a period piece girly, and Jo is contemporary romance. Jo is super spicy. Oh, goodness. I've met Jo in person, and she is a lovely person. I haven't met Julia. Would love to meet Julia. But everything that I follow them both online, and they both just seem so wholesome. Oh, golly. I think this one, oh man, Brandy is starting me off with a hard one. I think I'm going to go with Julia. That one hurt. The reason we didn't do a tier ranking is because I really like this format. I think it's so fun and unique and a good time. And I love having producer Brandy over and looking at her handwriting. But also, like, all of these would probably be like an S tier. Okay, we're going to move along to Claudia Gray versus Kaitlyn Hill. Now, I don't own all of the Claudia Gray books. I've recently discovered she writes so much more than I realized she wrote. I first encountered Claudia Gray while reading Star Wars novels, and then I was wandering through my local bookshop, and I found a very cool Pride and Prejudice style cozy mystery. And do you know who wrote it? Claudia freaking Gray. I have now discovered that she writes more than just Star Wars novels, and I'm invested. I got the whole series that she wrote for Cozy Mysteries of Pride and Prejudice, and I might be getting more of her books. We also have Kaitlyn Hill, who is a near me author. I've met her before. She's very lovely. She has 3 YA romances out, and she just announced book 4. I am so thrilled. I'm so thrilled. So I think this round is going to have to go to Kaitlyn Hill because I saw that announcement and I was like, all right, okay, so I know I'm buying that on release day. Like, it's a given. But Claudia Gray is lovely too, and a very diverse author. We love to see it. I'll touch back in when I get through her cozy mystery series. Originally, I was trying to save some books like specifically for like October, November, like fall vibes. But I'm like really building up my cozy mystery genre, and it might be before then. Next up, another hard one between Ali Hazelwood and Hannah Grace. They're both contemporary romance authors. Ali Hazelwood is famously known for her women in STEM novels. And Hannah Grace, I feel like, is very famously known of getting her big break on TikTok with very steamy hockey romances. Like, blushed so much through that book, all of them. I have everything, both of the blah, blah, blah. I have everything they've both written and published. These guys are both auto-buy authors for me. Ali has already blessed us with 2 books this year. She has 1 guaranteed coming out, and 1 is like a Kickstarter campaign coming out this year. So we could get 4 books from her this year, and they're all amazing. And Hannah, she just announced, this past week, I think, she just announced that she's releasing her 4th book, and it has nothing to do, it sounds like, with her Maple Hills universe, and it's like a new style. And that's coming out in September. Oh man. This is really tough, but I am going to go with Ali Hazelwood. I've said on the channel before, I've met her in person, and I'm sure Hannah Grace is also the sweetest human in the world. But for now, I'm going to go with Ali Hazelwood. I was like pulling books and authors to get this started. And every time I do this, I just go, who's going to win? Because they're all so amazing. Okay. Going to the other side of the auto-buy author bracket, we have Sarah Hawley and Emily Henry. Both are romance girlies. Emily is a contemporary romance girly set in real life. And Sarah is a romance girly. She has her Glimmer Falls series, which I believe is finished. And that is set in like modern day times, but in a fictionalized city where there's magic. And then she has her fantasy series, which book 1 is released and book 2 is coming out later this year. Oh, and a fun fact, producer Brandy went to the same school district as Emily Henry. That's really cool. She does not know Emily Henry. I did immediately ask that when she told me this fun fact. Between these two, I think I'm going to go with Sarah. I have all of their books. I think the only thing that edges it out is that Emily Henry is very much like, I'm going to call it like a comfort read for me. If I am starting to get in a slump, I know I can go to like whatever her new book is. So I normally wait to read her new books. And I've also started getting them after most of them are in paperback. So now I feel like I need to wait until the paperbacks are released. So she is an auto buy for me, but I think I'm going to go with Sarah Hawley. Next, we have 2 authors that I know one for sure is not writing any more books, and that's Jane Austen. And then we have Pittacus Lore. This is a pen name for the author of the I Am Number 4 universe. I don't know who this person is outside of this pen name. So maybe they are still writing books. Maybe they're one of these authors. Who knows? Not I. But for their books, we're not getting anything more under these names. Jane Austen for obvious reasons. Pittacus Lore is like a modern day sci-fi series, and Jane Austen is one of the original romance queens. I think I'm going to go with Pittacus for this round because I have read all of the books in this universe, and I have not read all of Jane Austen, though I think I have them all. And I'm planning to read at least one classic later this year. Pittacus it is. Next up, you know them, you love them, we love them on this channel. Alexandra Bracken and Riordan. Alexandra has many young adult books out. She is the author of the Darkest Mind series. She wrote Lore, the duology were Mirror of the Beast and Silver in the Bones. I totally just mashed those titles together. So many novels. I think I own most of her books now, but I have not read all of them. And then Rick, the man himself, the man, the myth, the legend, the author of Percy Jackson. Producer Brandy does not have a mic today, which is kind of a bummer because I really want her thoughts and feelings on how she randomly put these pairs together. I just gave her the list. And she's breaking my heart a lot this first round. I feel like I'm betraying my sister or my uncle with Alexandra and Rick. Like, I don't know what to say. This itself could be an end game. But then again, like a lot of these could be end games. Who am I talking about? Like these are all tough choices. I think I'm going to do Alexandra Bracken. I am such a fangirl. I'm a fangirl of the book. I will forever be a Percy Jackson fan. And I'm thinking of maybe my next tattoo being something to do with Percy Jackson. Let me know if you have any ideas. I recently got a book tattoo on my shoulder. But I think I need one for Percy or Annabeth or Percabeth. I digress. And last, but certainly not least, in round one, I'm really nervous about pronouncing this last name. Khabra? No idea, but I love you. This is a Canadian author who writes contemporary hockey romances. Are we surprised? I have a type, and it's contemporary hockey romances. I love them so much. I gobble them up. And then we also have Lily Chu, who is Lily Canadian, but also does contemporary romances. I've read one of her books, and I loved it so much. Recently, confirmation from producer Brandy. This is the Canadian bracket off. They are both Canadian authors. We love it. If you couldn't hear, Lily is from Toronto, which doesn't surprise me because I believe the first book I read took place in Toronto. But my local bookstore was having a sale, so I ended up getting the rest of her books because I really liked her first book and I knew I would enjoy the rest. Belle has 2 books out. Her third is coming out later this year, and I will 100% be buying it. I think between these two, I need to do my girl. I don't know if I'm pronouncing her first name right either. I feel like such a bad fan. Paul. I love a good hockey romance, and you sweep me off my feet. We're back. We have redone the board to narrow it down to our quarter finalist. Yes. 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 Brandy's laughing because she also said sure, if you couldn't hear it. Okay. These are all good authors. Starting out, Ailes versus Julia Quinn. Both take place in England. See, man, Brandy did such a good job. Such an amazing job. I think Kat just takes the win. Like these are books that I read like middle of last year, and they are just with me. I'm desperately waiting for Kat to, if she's not going to write a third book in this series, I'm just waiting for her next book. Like, I'm ready, but no rush. We support authors taking their time to excel in their craft. But when it's here, I will be buying it. Maybe be the first one in line. Next, we have 2 contemporary girlies, Kaitlyn and Allie. Kaitlyn is a YA, very giggly, sweet romance girl, and Allie is our Women in STEM queen. Also, huge congrats to Allie. I didn't mention this the first time, but The Love Hypothesis is being made into a movie, I think. So excited. Very excited. I think between these two, I'm going to have to give it to Allie. Her writing is so great. I've seen some people say that like her books are the same word in a different font. And you know what? As long as you know what you're getting into, and I like it. I love her books. So, but they're both wonderful. And Kaitlyn, I am really excited for book 4 for you. Thrilled. Up next, we have Sarah Hawley and Pittacus Lore. Sarah, contemporary magical romance and fantasy romance. Pittacus, YA sci-fi. This is really tough. This is really tough for me. Pittacus has so many books in this series, has so many novellas, has really built out the world. I'm desperately trying to convince Brandy to read these books because I know she'll like them. Based on her other interests and likes, I'm just convinced she will like these books. Hmm. I'm gonna give Pittacus the one. It's very tough. Sarah, you put up a really good fight. Is anyone else surprised? I'm a little surprised. We all thought the end was going to be all romance, right? And last but not least, in this quick little round, we have Alexandra versus Paul. Alexandra, predominantly YA novels, dystopian, fantasy, they're all wonderful. Paul, our resident hockey romance girly that made it to the quarterfinals. I'm going to have to go with Alexandra. I'm such a diehard fan. Will literally buy anything she writes. She's working on, I think, her first adult romance novel. Thrilled. So thrilled. I know she's gone through a lot with the drafting process, and I've loved seeing her updates. First in line, if I can. Welcome to the semifinals. Oh my goodness. We have a lot of representation here. We have cozy mystery, I would classify this as. We have romance, we have sci-fi, and we have fantasy, dystopian. Oh, what was the sound of my voice? We have fantasy, dystopian, the full gambit. I love them all. Can we just end the video here? They all win. They are all top tier auto-buy authors. Between Kat and Allie, I'm gonna have to go with Allie for the sole reason that, like, to this date, I can count on at least one Allie Hazel book. I can count on at least one Allie Hazelwood, if not multiple books a year. So I'm going to give this one to Allie. Between Pittacus and Alexandra, I'm going to go with Alexandra. She's still producing new works. She is constantly trying new things, which is so scary and so exciting that she's going to be the other finalist. And here we are. This is the finals. We're about to crown a winner and a second place winner, because there are no losers. Everyone's great. All of these authors have been wonderful to discuss, have made great works that I've enjoyed reading. We have Allie Hazelwood, queen of contemporary women in STEM romance. We have Alexandra Bracken. So many accolades. She has written a Star Wars novel. She's written a dystopian series. She's written a time-traveling series, which I haven't read yet, but it's on my TBR, hoping for by the end of 2025. She has a standalone that's like Hunger Games meets Percy Jackson. She has a duology that is a fantasy series, and she is working on her first adult, I believe, romance novel. So between these two absolutely amazing women, I think we have a winner. The purple pen is dying, but Alexandra Bracken, you have won the auto-buy author bracket. This is, I think, the second bracket video that she's technically won. One of her books won, like, Scariest Monster. The brackets are good for Bracken. What can I say? Thank you all who have made it this far in this video. If you've watched it, if you've enjoyed it, there are a couple other bracket videos. Not sure how many more there will be, if there are any more. Next week, I know the schedule says that we're doing an interview with author Melissa Holtz. That is unfortunately on pause for right now due to some unforeseen circumstances. Thank you all so much for being understanding with that. We have another really fun and exciting video that we're going to do. In place of that, you'll see producer Brandy for, I think, this channel like debut. And we are going to be talking just generally about the Hunger Games. So check in next week for that. And until then, I hope you enjoy new book release Tuesday and new video Tuesday. Bye.